Hello and welcome to BritTwits. My name is Alex, I am the twit with the controller, and today I am joined by Dan, who looks like he gets violent in snooker halls. How you doing, Dan?
Hello, mate. This is odd. I'm not sure I like this. I'm not a fan of you being in control.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is that we had to do this at some point because I've had this game for, what, a quarter of a century? And I've never played it with you.
You've played it though, right? Surely.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
played
good,
this half a
good,
dozen times when I was a child. What about you?
About the same, actually. It was actually one of the first games that I borrowed from Joel when I was a kid.
Oh, God. Joel, of course, couldn't join us today because I didn't invite him.
Yeah. Joel,
you're right, Dan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're off to an auspicious start, and it makes me very happy. But yeah, it's really weird, like hearing somebody else do the BritTwits intro. That's very strange, Alex. I don't know what to do.
My takeover. We knew it would happen.
What do I do?
Trundle down.
What do I do with my hands?
Do what I do. Actually, no, don't do that. What I do with my hands means we can never be monetized as a channel.
So I got the clothes you sent me.
Yeah.
You said
Please
I wasn't allowed to watch this with you unless I came dressed. So
yeah, is there any reason why you're not wearing the cravat?
On account of it's a bit too small for my neck.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shame,
right.
But it just is what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
You did get me a child-sized like clip-on cravat though, didn't you? You arsehole.
Well, I save on the VAT with your clothes, son. So, right. So shall we crack on?
No, definitely not. Let's chat some more. No, 100%. Crack on. What are you doing? Like,
okay.
What are you doing? Hovering over load as well? Yeah, surely this is a brand new game, is it not?
It is. It defaults to load if you have already played it once in the past.
Right. And you're going to tell me you have already played this once in the past. So I guess that makes sense.
I did. Prick up your ears. You got one job. You know,
so what?
Respond to what I'm up to.
So what am I here for? What am I supposed to do during this entire foray?
So you're going to do basically what I do when you play Mass Effect, which is you're gonna provide insightful commentary on things that are going on. You're going to let me know about world events, and you're going to inform me of what you've done to make the world a better place. That might be a stretch for you, but you know, give it a go.
So hang on. So seeing as Joel isn't here, am I also playing the role of Joel?
Yeah, I mean, like. But what we'll do is we'll speed up the footage. And I've got all day.
I'll slowly,
try and run a slick operation.
I will slowly tell you about things that I think are good in the world. Anyway, are you going to start playing?
Can you take that responsibility? That's a lot of work.
All right, I'll do what I can. And if there's bombs, then it's your fault, not mine.
Ah, it's fine. I have no emotional investment in your channel. So
our channel, Alex. Alex, it's our channel.
No. Until we succeed, it's your channel.
It's our
Let's
channel.
press new game.
Let's go.
So we're going to select expert because we are experts in our field. Boom. Select. I don't give a.
Original. No.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
What?
Oh, I'm so disappointed in you.
What's the problem with the arranged soundtrack? You know how much I like organisation.
But like the original soundtrack was amazing. It was so good. I mean, to be fair, it's still got the same. I love this song.
Yeah.
God damn it, so good.
There have been so many times in my life where I've sat and gone, wouldn't it just be better if I sat around a campfire and discussed what was wrong?
Well, that's what we're doing now, pretty much.
Yeah, thanks to that arsonist that lurks around Carmarthen.
Except around a game of game characters sitting around a campfire.
I think so. I mean, that's what it is. This is therapy for everyone. So
it is, yeah.
Hopefully, you'll all have played this at some point in the past, and so you're not that concerned if I talk through things. We're going to try and not talk through the actual important cutscenes. That's our plan. But this we will see upwards of 3 times. Throughout the actual game, and so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give no shits, but I'm going to divide them across the 3 showings.
So this is when they just make it to Zanarkand, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is basically the objective of the game is to reach Zanarkand, which is a fated shithole. Looks a little bit like Dagenham, actually.
I was going to say, it's the Dagenham of the Final Fantasy universe, isn't it? Yeah. Like, full of magic and wonder, but also death and destruction.
If it wasn't for all the police around, you know, Tidus would have been headbutted by now for just standing there.
Yeah, mate, or beating with a pool cue, as you said. Looks like he gets violent in snooker halls. I'm very annoyed at you.
Why? Do you not look like that?
I don't know what I
Listen to
look
my
like, to be
story.
honest. Oh, speaking.
Listen to his story.
This may be our last chance.
So that's how we're actually going to bring in the concentration when one of us wants to watch a cutscene. I'm going to institute this now. We'll use it throughout the entire playthrough, Dan. If you want to listen to something, you need to say in Titus' voice, "Listen to my story,"
I don't think I can do
and
that.
it will stop. Give it a go. Do it now.
Listen to my story.
No,
Best I
not
can do. Best I can do.
what's his name from Gladiator.
The best I can do.
Right, so we are now
Funky.
in Zanarkand. This is presumably, you know.
This is past Zanarkand, isn't it? It's like before Zanarkand. Zanarkand from but before all the shit happened.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's groovy Zanarkand.
Groovy.
Right, we're not allowed to
Zanarkand.
not dance throughout. Oh, this is going to get exhausting. Luckily, I got a swivel chair and do most of the work.
Doing the old Mr.
He got
Mime.
me with a Mr.
Doing the old
Mime.
Mr. Mime.
So at this point in the game, Tidus is an important person.
Look, he's
see.
loved. He's loved and by these children holding massive balls.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wondered. Do you suppose? Oh,
Of course.
Oh, sorry.
all right.
Oh, hello.
What are we calling ourselves?
I don't know, Alex. I mean, what do you want? What do you want? So,
Well, it stands to reason. There's one of us that isn't here.
is it Joel? Are we gonna? Is
We're
he
gonna
gonna
be Joel.
Let's be Joel.
We're gonna do the Joel playthrough.
No, but no, we have to be really slow though.
Yeah, we'll just walk the whole thing.
We have to walk very slowly from anywhere to anywhere.
There we go. We're gonna be Joel. We're gonna live our lives as Joel. Sadly, Tidus doesn't change his haircut as often as Joel does.
That is true. So what I love is every time we do a recording, Joel's got an entirely different look about him. It makes you so happy.
Do this.
You could probably be doing a bit of
Joel,
Saturday
do
Night
this.
FIFA. Yeah. And you'll know. Oh God.
Got it.
Can you imagine growing up with a voice like that? I mean, you'd never be asked the answer in class, would you? Because you're obviously a fucking moron.
Oh my god.
Right.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Oh, not good, pal.
Thanks. Yeah.
This is a tune. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, it's always been banging. I mean, this is the. Oh, you gotta talk to literally everyone. I forgot this thing. Do you reckon those balls are hard or soft?
I reckon they're
Alrighty.
I reckon they're like volleyballs, aren't they? Like they've got to be like larger volleyballs, so like medicine versions of volleyballs.
They don't float. Remember that.
They
when
don't.
when you
You're
drop
right.
it in Blitzball, it starts to sink.
Yes, but
So-
but it does sink quite slowly, so it must have a similar.
gotta
That
go.
might be what the
For
little
me.
bumps are for, to give it a little bit more buoyancy.
Just to give it more, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the little balls on the outside are hollow, and the middle one's like a shot
Bricks.
put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe tonight.
Because it's also got to be heavy enough to not float, but you've also got to be able to. You've also got to be able to make sure that at any given time you're able to kick it without breaking your ankle. Oh. You can tell this is a game that we both genuinely love, which is one of my favourite things about
Anyway.
just the fact that we can just enjoy just doing the Mr. Mime dance
What the fuck
throughout
are we
the play.
doing? What is going on?
We're
Right.
playing Final Fantasy X, Dan. I called you Joel for a second then.
Well,
I'm Joel. No,
You're-
I'm playing
you're
Tidus. He's
Alex
playing...
Joel.
Oh, God.
So
Right, okay.
one of the best things about this is so I'm the only one home, so at least Lisa's gone away for the evening. She's gone to go watch Dita Von Teese, I think, which is very interesting.
Oh, my word.
So I'm watching the dog. It doesn't look like I'm watching the dog, but I am watching the dog.
Coffee shop running away from home when I
I think that counts as watching the
That
dog.
counts as watching the dog. That definitely counts, right?
vanished into
He
thin
is
air.
good because he's chewing on something he's supposed to
My
chew.
dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how.
So basically, you're neglecting your son. That's what you're doing.
Zanara says to myself.
No,
"What are you
I'm
thinking?"
remotely looking after
Now we headed
him.
straight back home. We sat there talking.
Can you imagine that? There's going to be, now that COVID's a thing and has been for some time, there's going to be people that grew up with that.
Yeah.
You know, grew up with just
Oh,
talking to
100%.
people through Teams.
Yeah, there's gonna be kids that have never been in school.
The two teams that have won through to the final.
Do you know what I mean?
I've tried walking as Joel. I can't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. What's wrong with you?
From sea south. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see.
Just not an option
Star
for
of
me.
the Apes.
The names.
In just 1 year, he's become the team's best
Make
player.
Way, make way.
Oh,
Just
there
1
he is.
year.
Coming through. Sorry.
Which is a long time, but to be fair, I imagine the turnover's quite high.
Late.
You consider that
Let go of
there's injuries like a normal sport,
Hmm.
and you've got to then hold your breath. So if you get winded, you're just
No,
gonna die.
So I want to know if they do hold their breath, or if these aren't actually people. They're people that can breathe underwater. They're like part merman.
You think that they're disgusting mer creatures?
Not disgusting. I didn't say disgusting. Because he's the hero of this story, so he can't be disgusting. Not like Joel.
By merit at that.
But I reckon they've got gills just behind the ears, because you never see just behind their ears.
Probably. I mean, that's the only logical explanation. They couldn't possibly be oxygenating the water in some way.
Also, third tune, boss. I'm pretty sure this is Rammstein, isn't it?
No, it's the Black Mages, which is like the Final Fantasy tame metal band, I think.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was a Rammstein song.
But it was released about 2-3 years, I think, before Rammstein was really something that we'd hear about here in the UK at the age we would have been. There'll obviously be people that are older than us that, you know, knew about them ages back, but that's when it kind of trickled, I think, into our consciousness. Or and just instantly, for me, the way that cinema's gone now and games have gone, people try too hard. That is peak cool to me. Someone in a tatty old cloak, putting up his sake bottle, like, there you go, mate. Get some of this town. Wreck it, son. Have one on me.
Boss. So, the guy who wrote this is Bill Murr. So Bill X Till I Die X Murr. So
He's really, really serious about being Bill,
yeah.
isn't he?
Bill Till I Die Murr. Fair play to him. We will put the actual name up and a little picture of his face, because please
please do,
going
'cause
for it here. He is going for it on this picture.
Well, of
I
course,
like that.
he's only been playing a year, and he's already
Big
one of the
fan of
best
that.
ones.
No, I meant the song. I was talking about the song, Alex.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the thing we can sell. Yeah, it goes without saying that what's this called?
It's Otherworld.
Ah,
The song's called Otherworld.
Otherworld.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of projectile vomit. Couldn't handle the sake.
It is a
Oh.
tune, though.
I love this. You know, everything's like flying up into Sin when it happens.
Yeah.
I love how consistent it is that when you fight Sin, all of its abilities are gravity-based. Because so many video games forget that.
Yeah, they forget what they show us in cutscenes, and then they try and make it a game afterwards, which doesn't often work, and I quite
No.
like that. I think it's really cool. Oh, the little
Whereas this is
Chocobo
just-
in the corner. Oh, that was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cute.
it's to...
Sorry.
No, so it's alright. I
I'm
mean,
just
like...
remembering all the things I love about this game. This is like, well, this is the remaster, isn't it? So was that in the original? I don't think that was in the original.
No, it
but,
wasn't. Basically, it's got an autosave function.
Yes, which definitely didn't exist in the original. 100%
No,
didn't exist.
no. And if it did,
Because
which
games
it
were
didn't,
harder back in our day.
let's just talk to Oren.
Yeah, go on. Oren!
What are you doing here?
He was
I
waiting.
tried to ring on the door, but you wouldn't answer me.
So either Oren has always got a broken arm, or he is so into his style, and I'm here for either. To be honest, I'm here.
I actually think it's a traditional... I think it might be a traditional stance of the Ronin.
Yeah, so it's gonna be it probably is something like that within the lore, but yeah, I really like it.
With the law of Japan.
Yeah. the Japan lore.
I think after a point, you make enough anime and games that you no longer have history as a
You're right.
society, you just have law.
Wow, harsh. I like it though. I mean, I'd like to start talking about British history as British law, and it would just be horrifying.
I think it's only fair to describe that as an anthology of other people's woes, isn't it?
Oh, Great Britain, the leading cause of Independence Days across the world.
Good news. We've actually, of all the countries in the world, we've released the most from indentured servitude. We're the good guys.
Also, no, we're not, Alex. Stop that. That is a lie, is what that is. We are. History's bad, guys.
The whole
and
joke
that's
about,
okay.
the good thing about Hitler was that he killed Hitler. It's basically the same thing.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're not right in the
No, I
head.
am right. Unless you think he went to... Do you think he went to Argentina?
Who, Hitler?
No, Oren. Of course, Hitler. Like,
I was like, Hitler definitely went to Argentina, didn't he? Like, well, not necessarily himself. I don't know if he went, but
an out-of-body experience.
oh god.
So, in between us discussing how, Hitler and stuff, we're starting to be attacked by sins. I think these are sin scales, aren't they?
Yes, because they come straight off the body of sin, and then they're also moths. Because
Yeah, that's the weakest type of sin-based employee.
Yeah. Oh, sword's heavy.
I've heard
mate.
they've got great
It's heavy,
dental.
bro.
A gift from Jet.
My old man?
Thing is that
So,
you got to remember he's actually a sports star, so there's no way he should be struggling to carry that in the way he is.
What I enjoy though is that question. So he says a gift from Jack. He says, "My old man." The only reason why you'd say that is if you're trying to explain to the audience that he is this person's father.
I mean, to be fair, it does matter on how many Jects that he knows, which
That's a
isn't
good
made
point.
clear.
It isn't made clear if Ject is a really common name.
like every other guy is called Ject.
Ject is the Jack of this world.
No, creepy Jack was down the pub. Like, the one that always gave you his beer as a kid. That one, creepy Jack.
You know, weird Ject, Joel's dad.
Right, give that a smack. But the thing is, I find it odd that and this is a question that might not be reasonable. Obviously, to anybody who's not played this game, Oren is meant to be like your heavy hitter tank, and Tidus is supposed to be your sort of light skirmisher. He can hit the fast stuff, not quite as hard, but
yeah, he's supposed to be
can
a
catch them.
speedster, isn't he?
But my question is,
until you meet Riku, obviously, then she's the speedy one.
yeah, and she's just ridiculously quick.
Yeah.
But the thing with Tidus that I think is interesting, I asked you, is Tidus spends all of his time training underwater to play sports ball.
Yep.
Should he not be like obscenely strong?
Again, it depends on the water, doesn't it? Right, like, so if he is half man, half merman, like I think, then maybe he doesn't need to be that strong, because he doesn't need, like, swimming through water is just normal for him.
That's true, actually, isn't it? Because it could just literally be that it's exactly the same thing.
I'm also going to be honest with you. I've fought a fish, and they're not very good outside of water.
No, that is true.
They're well known for not being able to carry a sword. Except swordfish. They don't carry it, though. They wear it.
They're weird like that. The only other time I've seen a sword worn was, have you seen the film Seven?
Yes, I believe I have. Which is
It's a very
weird. It's very
unpleasant
weird. That
scene.
never happens. I never see films.
No. I don't know why. I mean, like, you spend all your life in front of a screen.
Well,
So now,
do I though? I do a different kind
Basically.
of. Do a different kind of being in front of screens. Usually for sports balls and things like that.
I mean, what was our plan? What was our plan today before we ultimately decided to do this? Was it not that we were going to sit in front of a screen for the hell of it?
Look, all right. Let's not get bogged down in
In the detail.
in the details of what we were. No, what we were gonna do was do some editing, and I was gonna teach you how to do that.
But that's true, yeah.
But I messed up basically, and it is what it is. So we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to do something a bit special a bit later. Ugh.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll work that out. One for the fans.
One for.
We'll make that wink extra sexy in post.
See that? Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Don't worry, these won't ever wake up. You can push them over, you can do whatever.
Do you know what? This is actually quite relaxing. I never realised just being a guest on one of these was actually relaxing.
Yeah, it's like needlessly calming. Like for something where I'm like staring at you and I'd expect it to be like work, it's not.
No, so I was sat there. I was like, whenever we do like Mass Effect and things like that, I'm always like, I've got to be on. I've got to be on it all the time. Whereas like now, I'm like, I've got no worries. I'm dressed up. All I'm doing is watching you play a game that I love, and it's great. It's really good fun.
But isn't it easier, Dan, when you try to look nice?
No,
don't you just feel more comfortable?
If anything, I feel worse. But I quite like this look. Actually, I feel like choosing fights in snooker halls is kind of my go-to now.
You don't choose them. You don't choose them. You get set. You get set them by Big John.
Yeah, well, you know, he's getting knocked down a peg or two.
Bloody, I'm just trying to find that little. Oh yeah, we haven't been told that exists yet.
What's that?
I played this enough to know that we want to hit that bizarre thing. You know, see where that set of oil drums is held up only by sparks.
I also think you. Oh no, this one isn't the thing I was thinking of. Because Auron also just tells you only to attack the things in front of you at one point. I think that's might have already happened.
Doesn't he? He's like, hit the ones that matter and run.
Yeah, he's like, don't attack the things behind you, just the ones in front. Let's run, sort of thing. But I
deliberately didn't attack the one that's wings were flickering so that the audience could see
what that means.
What the disadvantage was.
Knock it down.
Take it down.
Trust me.
Do you know how IQ, a proportion of calculating IQ is how quickly you assess a situation?
Mm-hmm.
It's Auron's IQ about 40. Because it took him a good quarter of an hour to realise that this is a problem.
It did, but also he is in the heat of battle, so I'm not going to be horrible to him about it. Oh, big backflip! See, that's why I think he's good in water. It's not about strength; it's about just being really agile.
Tremendous amount of strength, though. Unless that water that you're talking about is lighter than air. I don't believe it is because it doesn't try and float away.
You're right. You're right. I mean, you don't know that because it might have anti-gravity and they might be able to just like force it into one place. It isn't a massive sphere.
There you go.
Should I look up the physics of Blitzball?
Yeah, look up the physics of Blitzball. What I want to know as well is when that little fuel pod exploded, why didn't it set the canister off there and then?
Because of plot reasons.
I'm cool with plot reasons.
Yeah, I think it's plot reasons or Zanarkand magic.
Wasn't Zanarkand magic the name of the porn director that you had out there back when it still existed?
Sorry, what? Out where?
During your time working in Zanarkand. You've been around.
Oh, what? When Joel's old Dom Littlewood persona was in.
Dom Littlewood. Once their work had dried up. Oh, listen to my story, Dan. I kind of want us to edit in the thing from Thor Ragnarok. You know, we need safe passage through the anus.
Through the devil's anus.
This is it. This is your story.
Oh dear.
It all begins here.
Imagine seeing that.
Yeah, someone's just vanished in front of you. They've been horribly contorted for a black hole.
Not just vanished, like stretched from like. God, that'd be horrible. One thing I do know about this game actually, which I've always found really interesting, is this is the first like fully voice acted Final Fantasy. Which I found that really interesting when I found that out, and I was like, that's really cool.
Particularly because I imagine most people would think that sort of honor belongs to Final Fantasy VII, but it really doesn't.
No, it's really because again, that obviously it was the first game in the PS2 era, wasn't it? I think this one. Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, this was the first one in that because this was the second game I ever got with the PS2. This was.
Really? Wow. I'm actually no. I think it was close to that for me because obviously like I only owned a PS2 for a little while before I borrowed it.
Where I was.
Whereas for me, it's on a technicality because I got a PS2. I think my dad got it for me because I was quite small.
Yep.
And it came with a game.
I think I had a dream.
Which I think must have been like Gran Turismo 3.
I wanted someone.
And then this was the one I wanted, so I got that shortly thereafter at Christmas. I think it came out around about October, November, didn't it? I don't think it's really all that important. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though. It's so I'm trying to think when was this released? Oh my god.
2002-ish, I think.
Let's find out. 2001, 19th of July, 2001.
Anybody there?
I was very small back then. I was about
no,
what,
actually,
5'8"?
Actually, no. So that was in Japan, and in the EU, so where we're obviously from. May 24th, 2002.
Not anymore, we're not.
Well, you know, we're still in Europe, mate.
Brexit means Brexit, Dan.
So 2002. So you were right. Well done.
It's all right. I just remember because that was the year I turned 10.
Yes, I was going to say we both turned 10 that year. So I would have just turned 10 when this game came out.
And I would have turned 10 sometime significantly after then.
Yeah. Significantly so.
Significantly after then.
So there you go, ladies and gents at home. You now know how old Alex and I both are. Well, at least kind of.
Well, you know how old this body is. This consciousness was locked away inside this mortal form.
Okay.
Right, so we're at Baaj Temple, aren't we now? Which is like an optional location. I don't know how you feel, Dan, but I don't feel any particular need to 100% this game.
No,
because I love it so much.
But of course, the whole point is like take as much time as what you want. Like I can see you've got 2 48-hour games there.
You don't see shit, mate. Like,
which is cool. I mean, this is gonna be a long series if that's what we do. But I like it. This is fun. This is fun.
Do you want to know something funny? Those 48-hour games, the most recent one, I played that over Christmas last year.
Bless you. Bless
Not
you.
last year, before.
So what I was doing over Christmas was visiting family and having a lovely time.
No, don't do that. Visit them all at once. It's one of the great things I think about getting older is that you can meet all of your family in one go at the cemetery. Just a lot easier.
Jesus.
Right. Okay. So we'll just save this again, and I think we'll leave that episode on that.
Yeah, you reckon? Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Well done.
I think that's a tasteful way to end this particular.
Do you know what? It's an Alex-led Let's Play, so therefore it's got to end on something like that, hasn't it? And
I got to use like the Hellraiser, like the Hellraiser description. It's like we are pioneers in the courts of excess and experience. That's how I'm going to describe this. We're not Cenobites. We're Britwits.
One last time, there's little Apollo having a little sleep.
Adorable.
Sleep. Bless him.
He's
literally just there in my house. He's so close, but he's being a good boy.
And yet so far.
So thank you very much for watching. Go on, actually, you're hosting. I don't have to do this shit anymore. You crack on.
I don't know what
the hell am I
what
doing?
the hell do you think you're playing at? Right, if you enjoyed this episode, why not hit subscribe or give us a like? Comments are valued as they also help us to basically have more interaction with our audience, which of course Dan favours. I would prefer that we kept a professional distance. On your way.
Bye.